Let's take a look at sources of employment law. Legal rules governing the workplace are issued by all branches of national and state government. Constitutions are the most basic source of law. Constitutions address the relationships between different levels of government and between governments and their citizens. A legal claim based on a constitution must generally assert a violation of someone's constitutional rights by the government. In practical terms, this means that usually only employees of government agencies and not employees of private corporations can look to the U.S. Constitution or state constitutions for protection in the workplace. Constitutional protections available to government employees include speech rights, freedom of religion, protection of unreasonable searches and seizures, equal protection under the law, and due process rights. In our system of government, voters elect representatives to legislative bodies such as the U.S. Congress. These bodies enact laws or statutes, many of which affect the workplace. Among the many important statutes with implications for human resource practice are Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, the National Labor Relations Act, and the Americans with Disabilities Act, as well as the Family Medical Leave Act. The executive branch of government has the power to issue executive orders that affect the employment practices of government agencies and companies that have contracts to provide goods and services to the government. Executive orders function much like statutes, although they reach fewer workplaces and can be overridden by the legislative branch. One important example of an executive order affecting employment is Executive Order or EO 11246, which establishes affirmative action requirements for companies that do business with the federal government. Formal regulations are put in place only after an elaborate set of requirements for public comment and review has been followed. Regulations are entitled to considerable deference from the courts. Generally, they will be upheld when challenged, provided that the regulations are viewed as reasonable interpretations of the statutes on which they're based. Agencies also contribute to the law through their decisions in individual cases that are brought before them and the guidance that they provide in complying the laws. Courts are sometimes asked to resolve disputes over matters that have not been objects of legislation or regulation. Over time, courts have recognized common law claims to enforce private agreements and to remedy certain types of harm. Common law is defined by state courts, but broad similarities exist across states. One branch of common law is the traditional role of the courts in interpreting and enforcing contracts. The other branch is recognition of various tort claims to compensate persons who have been harmed. Tort claims relevant to employment law include negligence, defamation, invasion of privacy, and wrongful discharge in violation of public policy.